Hi, I'm Tim Roble from the ExtremeEnduroStore.com. It's 2014, and with that, every year I set new goals for myself. One of those goals is my motorcycling goals. For the last 2 years, I've actually specialized in extreme enduro events and the Geico Endurocross series. Now with that under my belt, I'm going to continue on with that, but I want to add a little more. Unfortunately for myself, I'm going to miss King of the Motos this year because I have too much work going on in the shop and I just can't afford to be gone on the lake bed for a week. Not to mention I'm not really in shape for it at this point in time. So now my focus is on building this 950 Supermoto into a Super Enduro. Why would I do that? Well, I had the 08 950 SE and I had it pretty blinged out and pretty set up, and unfortunately I lost it in our shop robbery and I wasn't able to have the fundage to replace it. So the next best thing was I got on Adventure Rider, started looking at different parts and stuff for sale, and figured I bet you I can basically take this 950 Supermoto platform, sell off the forks, the triples, the swing arm, the wheels, the exhaust, and I bet I could come pretty close to, if I'm really thrifty with my cash flow, put a Super Enduro together. So that's what I set out and did. Now basically out of pocket it cost me about $1,400 to convert this bike to where it is currently. What I have here is I paid 20 bucks for a SE lower triple clamp. I did purchase directly from Scott's the dampener and the upper triple. I think you really need to have, if you're going to ride one of these big bikes hard off-road, you need to have a steering stabilizer on it. I had Rad Manufacturing build me a set of wheels. I got a 20 in the front, 18 rear. Now I'm thinking about doing an alternate wheel set for this bike. One set up for pure dirt and the other one set up as a dual sport or a transitionary bike. Basically the 20-inch front tires are becoming hard to get a hold of. I got a couple in reserve that I found on eBay at a great price, and as I come up on those, I'm putting them on the shelf. Some point in time I think I'm going to run out of 20s, so 21 is going to be set up for the front, and I may do a 17 rear on a tubeless. Run the big Terraflex on it, and that would be good for like off-road desert type stuff. Right now I'm running the Dunlop 908 RR. I've had great results with it. It just doesn't hook up like the Terraflex does. Now that being said, where am I coming up with that stuff? Ken Donahue, PowerCellPerformance.com. He's basically taken this platform and he's developed it just about as far as you can go. He's got a lot of neat things on his site for this bike, specialty tanks, and the holy grail in my opinion, which is an Öhlins rear shock and then the Öhlins fork kit. Sells that right off the site, and that's going to be something that's in my future for this motorcycle. The swing arm, I got that off of the Adventure Rider. Skid plate. The difference in the Supermoto frame and the Super Enduro frame is it did not have any provisions for a skid plate. So basically what I did is I built some tabs up on the frame and affixed and built a skid plate. Now the Super Enduro actually has threaded bungs in the oil tank. So I machined some bungs, eyeballed about where they went and welded them in, and that turned out really nice, but with the long travel front end, I actually had to cut the oil tank back a little bit, make some modifications, and it's not exactly what I want. So things in the future that's coming up is I'm going to build an oil tank skid plate for this unit. It'll cut about 3 or 4 pounds off of this package, and it'll be smaller, lighter, and a lot less surface area. Supermoto has a different tank and different seat. I was able to trade the tank off to an inmate on Adventure Rider for the Super Enduro tank. I had to buy a brand new gas cap, and with that I basically machined a knurled bung that makes this bike keyless. So no key for the gas cap. I have the motor set up on a switch, so it's just one switch. and it's all set up and ready to run. Another latch on the bottom to pull the seat off, so no key required there either. What this bike basically is, it's about 3/4 done. I need some suspension on it, and I need to just kind of refine a few things. I did remove all of the canisters and the Epic system. I've put on the block off plates. I'm running a Leo Vents exhaust on this unit, and those are cut down 6 inches and put back together by me in the shop. Really opens this bike up. I've done the jetting. Everything's set up and runs really well. Let's take a closer look at it. That's it for my walk around from my KTM 950 Super Moto to Super Enduro conversion as the bike sits. If you happen to like one-off fabrication, prototyping, and product development, please hit like and subscribe, as I would love to share this journey with you. Some of the things that we have coming up is I'm going to take this Baja Design Soltec Lite and get it off of the forks and do more of what I'll call a rally style setup, where we'll make a bracket on the computer in CAD, bring it out here to the Torchmate, cut it out to the welding table where we'll TIG weld it up, and then we'll get that part centered and weld it up on the bike, and then we'll start tying in the headlight to that, and that way it'll take all the weight off of the forks. We'll also do the same thing with a new bracket for the Trailtech Voyager that's going on this bike, and then I'll take you down and show you the process of how I go through developing and prototyping a one-off skid plate oil tank for this bike. By then I hope to have some cash flow up where I can put on the Olin suspension, and we'll go out testing and tuning this new weapon. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you here next time.